Hello everyone, welcome to the Europe Truck Driver YouTube channel. Before we hit the road to Paris, don't forget to support us with a like, leave a comment, and if you enjoy our journeys, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next video. This is the road, our home, our office, our endless horizon. Thousands of kilometers on the odometer, countless coffees at gas stations. And today, my friends, this journey ends in one of the most beautiful and, at the same time, most chaotic cities in Europe. It's a paradox. We, who spend our lives on the road outside the city, suddenly find ourselves in the heart of this metropolis. We're currently filming shots from the southern Paris bypass during rush hour. No, we won't be parking here. That's a nightmare. But I'll show you Paris as a truck driver sees it. From the window, from the highway bypasses, and from a few places where you can stop for at least a moment. Buckle up. We're heading to Paris. Paris's main arteries and truck traffic. Paris has a complex traffic system, and for trucks, that means special challenges, especially due to the high density of traffic and strict environmental regulations. The city is surrounded by two main ring roads that are crucial for every driver. Boulevard Périphérique, BD Périph. This inner-city ring road is 35 kilometers long and encircles the core of Paris itself. It usually has 4 lanes in each direction, but lacks classic shoulder lanes, so any stop or accident immediately causes huge traffic jams. The maximum speed here is 70 kilometers per hour, but during rush hour, it often moves at a snail's pace. For us truck drivers, this is where you show how good your nerves are. A86, Super Périphérique. The outer ring road is about 10 kilometers further from the center than the Périphérique. 78 kilometers long with often 3 to 4 lanes in each direction, it's slightly less congested, but traffic here is also very heavy during peak hours. It's often part of the main freight routes into and out of Paris. Low Emission Zone, ZFE Paris, is part of a low emission zone, which means only vehicles with a valid Crit-Air Eco sticker are allowed to enter. This also applies to trucks and vans. Without the correct sticker, you risk high fines, so if you want to enter the city, your vehicle must have low emissions, and the sticker must be clearly visible on the windshield. Paris through history, from Gaul to a modern metropolis. The history of Paris is as intricate as its streets. It all began on a small river island, Île de la Cité, where the Celtic tribe Parisi settled around 250 BC. The Romans, who conquered the island, named the city Lutetia and built baths, a forum, and an amphitheater. Even then, Lutetia was an important trade center due to its location on the Seine River. After the fall of the Roman Empire, the city was renamed back to Paris and became the capital of France in the 10th century. The Middle Ages were a time of development. King Philip II Augustus had the Louvre Fortress, today's museum, built, surrounded the city with walls, and paved the main streets. In the 12th century, the University of Paris was founded, turning the city into a center of education. It was also during this time that the construction of the Gothic Cathedral Notre Dame began, which became the heart of the city. One of the most important milestones was the French Revolution in 1789. Paris became its epicenter, and a symbol of the fight for liberty, equality, and fraternity. The storming of the Bastille on July 14th is still a French national holiday today. The biggest changes, however, occurred in the 19th century. Paris was overcrowded and dirty, so Emperor Napoleon III commissioned Baron Haussmann for a complete reconstruction. Haussmann had the medieval houses torn down and replaced them with the wide boulevards and magnificent apartment buildings that we know today. Famous parks like Bois de Boulogne were also created. In 1889, for the Universal Exposition, the Eiffel Tower was built, which became a symbol not only of Paris, but of all of France. Today, in its historic core, Paris is home to approximately 2.1 million inhabitants, while the entire metropolitan area counts around 13 million people. Notre Dame, the heart of Paris. The dominant feature of the Île de la Cité island is the Notre Dame Cathedral. Its construction began in 1163 and took almost 200 years. It is considered one of the most beautiful examples of Gothic architecture and has witnessed key events in French history for centuries, from coronations to royal funerals. In 2019, a tragic fire struck the cathedral, destroying its roof and iconic spire. A massive reconstruction effort began immediately, with the goal of restoring the cathedral to its original beauty. The work took 5 years, and the cathedral was reopened on December 7, 2024, marking the end of one era and the beginning of a new chapter in its history. Entry to the cathedral is free, which is great news. The iconic monument once again welcomes the faithful and tourists from all over the world, supporting Paris and major events. Paris is not only a city of art and history, but also a vibrant center for sports, hosting many significant events. Among the most famous are the French Open tennis tournament on the clay courts of Roland Garros and the football club Paris Saint-Germain, which is among Europe's elite. They play their home matches at the Parc des Princes Stadium. In the suburb of Saint-Denis, you'll find the largest French stadium, Stade de France, which hosts international football and rugby matches. Paris is also a 3-time host of the Olympic Games. It first hosted in 1900, then in 1924, and for the third time in 2024, exactly 100 years after its last hosting. The 2024 Summer Olympics brought new energy to the city and showcased sports venues located throughout the city and its surroundings. However, the French national football team, nicknamed Les Bleus, has also achieved great success. The team has won the World Cup twice. The first time was in 1998, when the championship was held in France. They defeated Brazil 3-0 in the final. They triumphed again in 2018 at the World Cup in Russia, where they won 4-2 against Croatia in the final. They have also finished second once, 2022, and third twice, 1958 and 1986. Other Parisian sights and experiences. Paris is full of other places worth seeing. Many of them are affordable and offer unique experiences. Montmartre and Sacré-Cœur. The Sacré-Cœur Basilica, which stands majestically above the artistic quarter of Montmartre, is an architectural gem. Entry to the basilica is free, but to climb the dome for a magnificent view of the city, you'll pay approximately €8. Musée d'Orsay. The museum is located in the beautiful building of a former train station and is home to an extensive collection of Impressionist and Post-Impressionist art. An adult ticket is €16. Visitors under 18 and EU citizens aged 18 to 25 have free entry. Centre Pompidou. This unique museum with modern and postmodern architecture focuses on modern art. Admission to the museum and temporary exhibitions is €15. As in many other museums, entry is free for young people under 18 and EU citizens under 26. Paris Catacombs. Want to experience something unusual? A network of underground tunnels, where the remains of about 6 million people are buried, is hidden beneath the streets of Paris. The basic adult admission is €25. It's recommended to buy tickets in advance online to avoid long queues. Seine River Cruise. One of the most beautiful experiences is a boat trip on the river, which allows you to see all the iconic landmarks of Paris from a different perspective. The price for a basic sightseeing cruise starts at €17 to €20. More expensive options with lunch or dinner are also available. Moulin Rouge. For evening entertainment, you can visit the world-famous cabaret. Tickets for a show with a bottle of champagne start at approximately €110, and the price increases with the choice of dinner and better seats. Parisian cuisine and prices. Paris is a paradise for food lovers, from renowned restaurants to street stalls. You can also eat cheaply in Paris if you know where to look. French breakfast. A typical breakfast includes a croissant or baguette with jam and butter, coffee or hot chocolate. The price at a bakery is around €5 to €7. Crepes, pancakes, sweet or savory, they are available at stalls all over the city. Sweet crepes are served with sugar, chocolate, or jam, while savory ones are served with cheese and ham. The price is usually between €4 to €8. Bœuf bourguignon, beef stewed in a wine sauce with vegetables. In mid-range restaurants, you'll pay approximately €20 to €30 for this traditional dish. Macarons, small, colorful almond pastries that are a symbol of French confectionery. You'll pay approximately €2.50 to €3 per piece at pastry shops like La Durée or Pierre Hermé. Restaurant prices. A meal in a cheaper restaurant will cost you €15 to €30 per person. A 3-course meal for 2 in a mid-range restaurant costs around €60 to €100. You can save money by having lunch, as many restaurants offer great value menus. Parks and gardens for relaxation. Paris is full of beautiful parks and gardens that offer an escape from the hustle and bustle of the city. Jardin des Tuileries, Tuileries Garden, an ideal place for relaxation between the Louvre and the Place de la Concorde. You can admire sculptures, fountains, and ponds here. Jardin de Luxembourg, Luxembourg Gardens, a popular garden on the left bank of the Seine, where you'll find elegant flower beds, fountains, and a pond where children sail model boats. It's an ideal spot for a picnic. Parc des Buttes-Chaumont. This park in the northeast of Paris is considered one of the most unique. It was built on the site of a former gypsum quarry and features a rocky island with a temple, suspension bridges, waterfalls, and caves. Parc Monceau, an elegant and romantic park in the 8th arrondissement. You can see miniature architectural gems like an Egyptian pyramid and a Roman colonnade in the park. Stopping by the Seine, Eiffel Tower. Time to stretch our legs and turn off the engine for a while. Here you can breathe in the Parisian atmosphere for at least a moment. In the distance, you can see the city's icon, the Eiffel Tower. During the day, it's a massive steel structure. At night, when it lights up, it's simply magical. If you want to go up to the top, an adult ticket costs approximately €35.30. A lift ride to the second floor costs €22.60, and reduced prices are available for youth and children. And for us, it's just another landmark visible from almost all over the city. Driving through Paris, Arc de Triomphe and Champs-Élysées. And now we're off. We're driving straight into the center, to the famous Place Charles de Gaulle. You know that roundabout where 10 lanes merge into one? That's exactly where you find the Arc de Triomphe. This is where you prove you're the king of the wheel. An adult ticket is €16, but entry is free for children under 18 and EU citizens under 26. And we'll drive straight from there onto the Champs-Élysées, the most prestigious avenue in the world. For a moment, you feel like a VIP, but only until someone gets too close to your bumper. Driving along the Seine, Louvre, we continue along the river. We pass iconic buildings like the Louvre, a massive museum with thousands of artworks and one small but famous lady, the Mona Lisa. But we don't have time for that. Our route is clear. Another loading or unloading awaits us. An adult ticket to the museum is €22, but visitors under 18 and EU students under 26 have free entry. It's a good idea to buy tickets online in advance to avoid queues. More interesting facts about Paris. Paris hides many small details and surprises that make it even more magical. 0 kilometer. In front of the Notre Dame Cathedral, in the square, there's a bronze plate. It marks the point zero, from which all distances in France are measured. Tourists often stand on it, believing it will ensure their return to Paris one day. Love locks. The famous Pont des Arts Bridge became known for the thousands of locks that lovers attached to it as a symbol of their affection. In 2015, the railings were removed due to the weight and safety concerns, but the tradition has since reappeared elsewhere. The Paris Meridian. Did you know that Paris had its own prime meridian? The Paris Meridian, which was long a rival to the Greenwich Meridian, is marked by bronze medallions with the inscription Arago, which you can find in sidewalks throughout the city, for example, in the Palais Royal Gardens. The only stop sign. It's said that all of Paris has only one stop sign. Until 2018, there were more, but after renovations and rule changes, only one remains, and it's at an exit from a building that only trucks can access. Covered arcades. Paris hides a number of beautiful 19th century covered passages, such as the Galerie Vivienne or Passage des Panoramas. These elegant, glass-roofed arcades with shops and cafes are a great place for a quiet walk away from the bustle of the streets. Tolls and how to pay in France for cars. French highways are not free for cars, and there is no vignette system like in some other countries. Instead, tolls are paid, with the price depending on the distance traveled and the vehicle category. The average price is around 10 cents per kilometer, but on certain sections, bridges, and in tunnels, the price can be significantly higher. There are two main ways to pay. Toll gates, péage. On most highways, you take a ticket at the entrance and pay at the exit. You can pay with cash, euros, a credit card, or a special electronic device. At the toll gates, pay attention to the signs showing which lane you can use to pay with a card, bank card symbol, cash, coins and banknotes symbol, or an electronic transponder, orange T. Free flow toll system, péage en flux libre. On some modernized highways, such as parts of the A13 and A14 near Paris, there are no toll booths. Cameras simply scan your vehicle's license plate, and you have 72 hours to pay online or at payment terminals in the area. If you forget to pay, you risk a fine. For frequent travel, the most convenient option is to get an electronic transponder, known as a Liberty box, which is attached to the windshield. With this box, you can drive through the special lanes with the orange T without stopping, and the payment is debited automatically. So that was Paris, a city where elegance mixes with chaos, and where even the heaviest truck has a story to tell. It's an experience, but after a day like this, it's best to get back behind the wheel and head for the open road. And that's what it's all about. Another stop, more kilometers. But the memory of Paris? No one can take that from us. Thank you for watching our video about Paris, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to support our channel, Europe Truck Driver, subscribe so you don't miss our next video. And, of course, share your own experiences of Paris in the comments.